Dedrick Weathersby. Welcome to Theater Corner, brother.
Thank you.
You've made it.
I made it, for sure.
It's definitive now. Now, we've got a lot to talk about. I'm so glad you're here, brother. This is, I'm looking forward to this conversation and to speak to James Brown a little bit.
For sure.
So the main thing, you do a show, yes. Remembering James, the life and music of James Brown.
Yeah.
This is a one-man show.
So it started as a one-man show, but now it's a full-fledged musical.
Tell me about it.
So it's a 90-minute musical, theatrical stage play from 1951 to 1968, telling the story of James Brown and his music from the perspective of Bobby Bird, his best friend and right-hand man.
You started writing this in 2013.
Yes.
What was that process like?
So I loved my guilty pleasure. Well, it's not a guilty. It's just my outside extracurricular activity is going to karaoke bars. I put on a cap. This is before the mass. I put on a cap and I just go inside a karaoke. I sit in the back and then I put my name on the list and I go there. And I used to go there and sing "This Is a Man's World" and I Feel Good. And I was just singing the songs because I was like, these are some tough songs. You know, for me, and like you think it's so easy until you're actually singing it and then you're hearing it back to yourself, you're like, okay, this is not that good. And so I would go there and test out these songs and people would love it. They was like, who is this guy? And I would have my name on there and it just say Dedrick. And then after that, they was like Dedrick the Entertainer. And it's like Dedrick James Brown, you know? So it was interesting. And people was like, you were doing that, James. And I was like, I think I can go further. And so I just started to, sing it more. And I joined Tribute to the Legendary Stars. And that was great, just doing two songs. But I was like, what if I had a story about James?
Right.
Nah, never mind. No, that's crazy. That's wishful thinking. No, I'm not getting to touch that. And I just left it alone. But then it kept just bugging. It just kept bugging me.
And so you first performed this at the Boxcar Theater.
Boxcar Theater.
And this was 2019.
2019.
So what was it like coming out the gate the first time as James?
It was nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking because it was a lot of people just like,
Yeah.
First, it's a new show.
Yeah.
Second of all, James Brown, really? Ain't nobody can do it like James Brown.
Right.
So who was this young cat? Who was this young guy? No one can do it like it. And I was like, just give it a chance. And then people was like, well, look, this better be right. So you had people that had contingencies within their attendance. They bought tickets, but it was contingent. They was like, look, if you don't bring it, we're gonna talk about you. And we're gonna let people know not to come. And I was like, just give it a chance. And it was a lot of nerves. It was a lot of nerves because I know what I prepared. I know what I had. And I was like, I just gotta put this out on stage. I just gotta do it. And so after the nerves subsided, we had that first show. And when I tell you the audience erupted and they loved it, I was like, wow.
I mean, this is James Brown, so
yeah, for sure.
there are the costumes. So what's the approach? I mean, I see you wear this one signature vest
for sure.
that he used to wear, and then the black turtleneck.
Yeah.
But what was that like going through the process of putting costume together?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Will from Will's Formal Wear in Longview, Texas. And so Will Lyons, he was my mentor in high school. And so I went there, just for formal wear, like for dances, for prom, different things like that. And he said, I like your style. And I just had a style from Goodwill, Salvation Army. I pulled out thrift. I was a thrift shopper. And so we didn't have much, growing up, but what we did have, I made it look good. And he's like, I like your style. I was like, oh, thank you. He said, I would love to for you to model in one of my magazines. And I was like, no, like me? He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And so he put me in a tuxedo. And it was so amazing. I was like, man, this feels so good. He said, yeah. He said, why don't you come after school and volunteer here? Get you some experience. So my first, in the fashion realm was with Will Lyons. My thing is, may he rest in peace. But he will allow me to come after school and just be around fashion. Eventually, after I proved myself, I believe my senior year, so it was my sophomore to senior year, I was volunteering there, checking people in, my peers and different people that's getting ready for weddings, sizing people up. And then he said, hey, go back into the warehouse, and I'm trying to get rid of this, but I want you to go through the scenes first. So I got a penguin tail, ducktail vest, the white suit, the tuxedo suit that I use in the show for This Is a Man's World. That's from Wheels. The red and black, Wheels former wear. So a lot of the things was all tuxedos, tuxedo jackets. And I just tweaked and fine-tuned it, found a vest and just, added along with it if it didn't have a vest. And I did research. I counted what I had in my inventory, and then I did research on looking at each one of James Brown wardrobe. I said, this is some fabric right here, but it's to the nine. I said, so if it's not correct, I cannot do it. And then I had to get the tailor to make sure that it's fitting. You can't have your daddy suit on.
Right.
It has to. You has to not only look good, it got to move good, and you got to have extra reinforcement in the pants, definitely for the splits. And tuxedo pants is the best for that. I'm
really impressed by how much you embody James. I mean,
sure.
You get lost in the performance as I watched, this stuff. So, but you insist there's only 5% technical.
Yes.
What is the other 95%?
Heart and soul and spirituality. Like literally, so the reason why the technicality, I was technically trained for musical theater, and all of that entails, right? And so I was bringing that into the role of James Brown. And I would play it back and I would hear it and I was like, something is off. I'm not feeling it. I'm like, this don't feel right. I like this, it's something not right. And so then I said, okay, let me strip away everything I've been trained, strip away everything I've known, and let me just lead with my heart and let me lead and just put my soul into it and see what happens. Not thinking about if I'm gonna strip my vocal cords. Like, of course you don't want to strip your vocal cords, but let me see if I just dive in head first on what happens. And when I tell you, I shocked myself, diving in head first, I was like, my vocals is not stripped. My body actually feel good and want more. Like, I'm really hungry. So that's what really happens. Like, I just stripped away all the technicality and just dived in. And because the thing about it is, I'm capturing the essence of a man that did it naturally.
Right.
He did it naturally. And so just like my breathing is differently than I would breathe if I was in a traditional theatrical show. It's really different. So I understand, like, when he does his grunts, that's breathing. When he does different vocal inflection, that's breathing. When he gives the band some, that's a time to gather yourself and get back into it.
What does that look like?
Oh, wow.
I mean, the example of the breathing.
So he's like, get again, get the band now, like that. So that's James Brown breathing. Now let's say, give me something, something.
Oh, I see.
Like that.
See.
So it's a subtle breathing component like that he does, and that I bring to the stage and bring to the character that gets me through the song, because I'm like, there's no way I can get through all these songs.
Right.
I'm breathing, but the next line is here. I'm like, how the heck is he doing this? And I get it. I was getting it. He's getting his subtle breath in and keep moving forward.
You have a full band.
Yes.
On stage.
Full band.
How do you pull that off?
Well, first of all, we wasn't about to do tracks. We was not about to do tracks.
Right.
There was not about to be no lip syncing. If we was gonna do it, we was gonna do it right. Here's the thing. So Boxcar wanted this show, but he said, you have to have a band or else. And I was like, I don't have a band. They said, well, we give you a deadline, to find a band. So I was on the hunt to try to find a band. I didn't know where to look. I didn't know where to go to Craigslist. I didn't know the band. Like, I knew orchestra members, but we're talking about a band that can capture James Brown's song and sound. My music director, William Griffin, he was the pianist for Herbie Hancock, and he loves James Brown. He grew up on James Brown, and I went to him with the idea. And he said, are you serious? Count me in. He said, I don't want to know any more details. I know enough. And I was trying to pitch it to him, elevator pitch it to him. He said, I don't need to know anything else. Just give me like a week and I'll call you back. He called me back in 6 days and said, I got the band. And I said, are you serious right now? He said, yes, I got the band. And then I came in and I was just like a kid in a candy store.
It's 68, there was the assassination, murder of Dr. King.
Definitely.
James Brown sort of, he played a role in kind of managing,
for sure,
the fallout.
Yeah.
And here you are doing James Brown, and then there's George Floyd who gets brutally murdered.
Definitely. It was a scary parallel because we got 68 and we got 2020. I was like, but what can I do as an artist? You know, as a person, as Dedrick, I know what I'm feeling. I'm feeling rage. The same way Mr. Brown, James Brown was feeling rage. But what he said is, what vehicle do I have in order to try to bring people together? He came out with Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. Because there was people that said, I'm scared to say that I'm Black. I don't like my skin. Because if they killed Dr. King, who am I?
Right.
I stand no chance, right? So then that's when I thought about it. I was like, what if I do Say It Loud, but have visuals from this day?
Put your back